Track number 1C. In this track, recording has been done from page number 12 to page number 20. It covers a recording of section A, reading comprehension, remaining part of A, unseen passages. Under it, factual and descriptive passages, passage number 8 and 9, and literary passages, passage number 1 to passage number 4. Page number 12. Factual and descriptive passages number 8. 1. Gandhi, without realizing it, had found the secret of success. He began to look on every difficulty as an opportunity for services, a challenge which could draw out of him greater and greater resources of intelligence and imagination. In turning his back on personal profit or prestige in his work, he found he had won the trust and even love of white and Indian South African alike. More and more people from his own community began to entrust their legal work to him and to depend on him whenever they needed help. In a few years, he was a successful lawyer with an income of about $25,000 or $30,000 a year and a dignified westernized lifestyle of living appropriate to his station. Second, satisfied for the time being, Gandhi returned to India to bring Kasturba Bai and their two sons back to their new home. Painfully, they adjusted to the tortures of alien clothes and artificial manners. At first, they objected bitterly, but Gandhi was unyielding. It was essential to look civilized, that is, European. That was the price of success, and all of them had to pay for it. Kasturba Bai could not have been entirely dissatisfied. At 27, her husband was on the crest of the wave of fortune. Everything they could want seemed at last within their grasp. He had reached the stage where most young men's experimentation comes to an end. Third, but the political and social repression of all Indians in South Africa, and especially the desperate conditions of those who come as laborers on system equivalent to legalized slavery, had made a deep impression on Gandhi. One of those men who had been beaten severely by his employer came to Gandhi for help, and through him Gandhi came to know about their families and how they lived. Gradually, he began to forget about himself in trying to find out time and resources to alleviate the suffering of these people. They were his brothers and sisters. He identified them more and more every day. Their suffering became his suffering. Fourth, when the Black Plague broke out in the squalid Indian ghetto of Johannesburg, the sick and dying were taken to an abandoned quarantined building where a heroic English nurse spent long hours alone caring for them. Many years later, she related that in the event at the height of the epidemic, a small figure appeared at the door. She shouted a warning, "Get out, this is plague." But the man quietly replied, "It's all right, I have come to help you." Fifth, she recognized him as the leader of the Indian community and let him in. He went straight to the sick. As he saw him bend over a dying man covered with vermin, she said, "Leave him, I am used to it." But Gandhi attended the man himself and whispered back, "He is my brother," and he stayed throughout the night until relief came. Word meanings: opportunity, a chance to do something, कुछ करने का मौका. Entrust, to make responsible, दायित्व सौंपना. Dignified, behaving in a calm, serious way that makes other people respect you, गरिमामय. Fortune, luck, किस्मत. Abandoned, left and no longer wanted, परिव्यक्त. Answer these questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. Gandhi found the secret of success is dash. A. Personal profit. B. Prestige in his work. C. In every difficulty as an opportunity. D. In turning his back on personal profit or prestige in his work. Answer D. In turning his back on personal profit or prestige in his work. Second, Kasturba Bai dash. A. Was happy dressing in alien clothes. B. Did not agree to dress in alien clothes. C. Initially resisted to wear alien clothes and adopt artificial manners. D. Could not adjust to alien clothes and artificial manners. Answer C. Initially resisted to wear alien clothes and adopt artificial manners. Third, Gandhi identified with dash. A. The Europeans. B. His family. C. The laborers who came India. D. Their families. Answer C. The laborers who came India. Fourth, the nurse was looking after dash. A. Plague patients. B. Patients with infectious disease. C. Sick and dying Indians. D. Indian laborers suffering from black plague. Answer D. Indian laborers suffering from black plague. 5. The man was dying due to dash. A. Vermin. B. Black plague. C. Ill treatment. D. Squalid living conditions. Answer B. Black plague. 6. The antonym of the word squalid is dash. A. Clean. B. Sloppy. C. Repulsive. D. Sordid. Answer A. Clean. B. Answer the following questions. 1. How did Gandhi win the trust and love of white and Indian South African alike? Answer. Gandhi won the trust and love of white and Indian South African alike by turning his back on personal profit or prestige in his work. Second, why did Gandhi return to India? Answer. Gandhi returned to India to bring back his wife Kasturba Bai and his 2 sons to South Africa. Third, why did Gandhi want his wife and 2 sons to adjust to European clothes and manners? Answer. Gandhi wanted his wife and 2 sons to adjust to European clothes and manners because Gandhi thought it was important to look civilized, that is, Europeans. Fourth, what made a deep impression on Gandhi's mind? Answer. The political and social repression of all Indians in South Africa, and especially the desperate condition of those who came as laborers on a system equivalent to legalized slavery, made a deep impression on Gandhi's mind. Fifth, find from the following passage synonym of the word. 1. Sealed off. Answer. Quarantined. Second, the verb form of the word slavery. Answer. Enslaved. Passage 9. 1. The average lifestyle undergoing rapid change, ill health and mental stress are the results. When death from infection disease decreased, death from lifestyle disease became the killer. When the body is subjected to unnatural invention of various irritants and the mind is upset, confused, overtaxed or irritated, the body is found to be in stress. The experience of a person in a quiet open place with thick vegetation and fresh air, accompanied by the chirping of birds or the sounds of running water from a stream, will be soothing. Whereas the hectic rush of the city with fast moving vehicles and artificial environment makes one exhausted physically and mentally. Depression and anxiety syndrome, psycho-emotional disturbances, unsocial responses, disorders of sleep, disorders of eating habits, addiction to drugs, alcohol, tobacco, cardiovascular diseases, gastric ulcers, being overweight, degenerative diseases, arthritis, musculoskeletal disorders, early aging, and cancer are often the ill effects of disturbed lifestyle. Then the body breaks its harmony with nature. It turns into ill health. The quality of life is then decided by the environmental factors like pollution of water, air, soil, and noise. Psychological environment like sickness building syndrome, air conditioning, overcrowding, use of hazardous chemicals cause respiratory diseases, cancer, or neurotic problems. Behavioral patterns like perfection mania, overambition, hurry worry, and violence related to alcoholism influence lifestyle. Rapid urbanization would impose enormous burdens on the health front. While urbanization cannot be prevented, the pattern of urbanization can be changed in a manner that will make urban challenges less formidable. The impact of industrialization on health is on the negative side. Second, environment pollution of noise creates neurotic problems, hypertension, circulatory problems. Factories discharge their toxic effluents into rivers and ponds, pollute the water. Soil pollution brings fatal diseases through poisonous chemicals. Most of the respiratory ailments are from polluted air. Third, economic growth brings changes in attitudes and lifestyles. Westernization in dietary habits and the increased purchasing power has shifted the average man from traditional food to convenience food, which are often harmful to health. Due to the change in the lifestyle, physical activity is less and energy intake is more. Consumption of soft drinks, confectionery, junk foods, convenience food rich in free sugar and fats are risk factors. In urban areas, there is an accelerated shift from home-based food to processed or pre-cooked food. Hectic lifestyle in the city also forces people to eat more. Thus, diet-related non-communicable diseases are gradually occupying the first 5 causes of death. Oral cancer is one of the most common type and it is closely related to lifestyle. Scientific evidence supports that diseases have their roots in our daily diets. Fourth, to lead a healthy life, one has to develop positive attitude and positive thinking. Mind has to be trained not to become a slave of disease. One has to establish a spontaneous mechanism within oneself to coordinate mind and body. When emotions, especially negative emotions, are persistent, turn to people you love, people who understand you or find a way out of it, like brisk walking exercise, listening to music, etc. Modification of behavior can modulate the major risk for many diseases. Word meanings: chirping, a short high sound, chahchahana, exhausted, very tired, बहुत थक जाना, fatal, causing or ending in death, घातक, occupying, using a space, स्थान सा, समय घेरना. Evidence, proof, praman. Answer these questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. The rapid change in our lifestyle has turned us to become a victim of dash. A. Mental health and provocation. B. Anger and tension. C. Ill health and mental stress. D. Neurotic problems. Answer C. Ill health and mental stress. Second, when our mind and body is in deep stress, we must take resort to dash. A. Fresh air with flowing of water from a stream. B. Music and cinema. C. Yoga and exercising. D. Open place with thick vegetation. Answer D. Open place with thick vegetation. Third, it has been found that oral cancer has its roots in dash. A. Our lifestyle. B. Our daily diets. C. Our dietary habits. D. Physiological environment. Answer B. Our daily diets. Fourth, respiratory problems are caused due to A. Polluted air. B. Toxic effluents. C. Congestion with dengue cells. D. Working in hazardous conditions. Answer A. Polluted air. B. Answer the following questions. 1. How can one lead a healthy life? Answer: one can lead a healthy life by having positive attitude and positive thinking. Second, in what way we can find that our body is in stress? Answer: our body is in stress when various unnatural irritants make our mind both upset and overtaxed. Third, write 2 ill effects of disturbance in lifestyle. Answer: these are: first, musculoskeletal disorders, and second, early aging. Fourth, define ill health. Answer: ill health is a very wide term and it is when our body loses its harmony with nature. Fifth, point out 2 problems caused by the environment pollution. Answer: these are: 1. Neurotic problems, second, circulatory problems. Sixth, The behavioral pattern is putting a deep impact on our lifestyle. How? Answer: through behavioral pattern, there generates perfect mania over ambition, hurry worry, and violence, which these bring a deep influence on our lifestyle. C. Pick out the word or phrases from the passage which are similar in meaning to the following. First, increased or enhanced. Answer: accelerated. Second, risky. Answer: hazardous. Literary passages. Read the passages given below and answer the questions that follow each of them. Passage 1. 1. Amomon means fragrant spice plant in Arabic, and hepatic, and in Italian cannella means little tube. These are few of the many terms given to the popular spice known as cinnamon. Dating back as far as 2800 BC, Chinese writing describe cinnamon as an important part of the culture, so that over the years this spice was traded right up there with silver. Nowadays we find it in sweetened cereals, baked goods, and sprinkled on various foods such as yogurt. Yet many do not consider its wealth of healing capabilities, including the potential as a weight loss remedy. Second, cinnamon is derived from the inner bark of the cinnamon tree grown and harvested mostly in Sri Lanka, but also found in Brazil, Indonesia, Vietnam, China, and Burma. After a cinnamon tree grows for about 6 to 8 years, it is cut down, leaving a stump to allow it to grow again, making it very sustainable practice. It is then stripped from the bark, dried, and packaged as sticks for export. Third, several studies have been published regarding the weight loss properties of cinnamon, which include its unique ability to be used for type 2 diabetes, which is a disease often resulting from obesity. When eaten, the spice seems to allow glucose absorption within the intestine while stimulating insulin production. This normalizes blood glucose level, which in turn can directly decrease weight gain. Fourth, the results of a study demonstrate that intake of 1, 3, or 6 gram of cinnamon per day reduces serum glucose, triglyceride, LDL cholesterol, and total cholesterol in people with type 2 diabetes, and suggests that the inclusion of cinnamon in the diet of people with type 2 diabetes will reduce risk factor associated with diabetes and cardiovascular diseases. Fifth, a study from the Department of Family and Consumer Sciences called Effects of Ground Cinnamon on After Meal Blood Glucose Level in Normal Weight and Obese Adults found that cinnamon may be effective in moderating post-meal glucose level in normal weight and obese adults. 6. Columbia University nutritionist Tara Ostroway comments to Reader's Digest on the benefits of this spice. Cinnamon really is the new skinny food. Scientists already credit cinnamon with helping lower blood sugar concentration and improving insulin sensitivity. When less sugar is stored as fat, this translates into more help for your body when it comes to weight loss. 7. Talk to your doctor about adding cinnamon daily into your healthy diet and exercise program. Add it to your tea, oatmeal, fruit, toast, or anything else you can think of, as a small amount will go a long way, potentially assist in your weight loss mission. Word meanings: cinnamon, a fragrant spice plant. Dalchini ka ped. Potential, hidden power. Antashakti. Remedy, treatment. Chikitsa, ilaj, upay. Sustainable, capable, dharaniya. Absorption, taking in, avshoshan. Stimulating, exciting, uddipan. Concentration, close gathering, gadhapan. Mission, duty, karya, laksh. Answer the following questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. Cinnamon is called dash in Hebraic. A. Little tube. B. Cannella. C. Amomon. D. A fragrant spice plant. Answer C. Amomon. Second, in yet many do not consider the wealth of healing capabilities. The writer refers by the word wealth to A. The payment in silver. B. The cost of cinnamon. C. Health of people. D. The healing power of cinnamon. Answer D. The healing power of cinnamon. B. Answer the following questions. 1. Which country produces most of the cinnamon in the world? Answer. Sri Lanka produces most of the cinnamon in the world. Second, pick out the phrase from the passage which shows that cinnamon was much in demand in China. Answer. The phrase traded right up there with silver in the passage shows that cinnamon was much in demand in China. Third, from what is cinnamon derived? Answer. Cinnamon is stripped from the inner bark of cinnamon tree. Fourth, how is it used today? Answer. Today it is used in sweetened cereals, in baked goods and sprinkled on yogurts and other various foods. Fifth, in what way does cinnamon help people suffering from type 2 diabetes? Answer. Type 2 diabetes is a disease often resulting from obesity. Cinnamon reduces serum glucose, triglyceride, LDL cholesterol and total cholesterol in people. Thus, cinnamon is very helpful for those who suffer from type 2 diabetes. Sixth, how is cinnamon helpful in weight loss? Answer. Cinnamon shows down absorption within intestines, stimulates insulin productions and normalizes blood glucose levels and thus decrease weight gain. C. Pick out the word or phrases from the passage which are similar in meaning to the following. Sweet smelling, fragrant. Reaped or cultivated. Answer. Harvested. Passage second. Don't be snobbish. Teach your folks the latest technology. 1. Thackeray reached Kittur along with a small British army force and a few of his officers. He thought that the very presence of the British on the outskirts of Kittur would terrorize the rulers and people of Kittur and that they would lay down their arms. He was quite confident that he would be able to crush the revolt in no time. He ordered that tents be erected on the eastern side for the fighting forces and a little away on the western slope tents be put up for the family members of the officers who had accompanied them. During the afternoon and evening of 20th October, the British soldiers were busy making arrangements for these camps. Second, on the 21st morning, Thackeray sent his political assistants to Kittur fort to obtain a written assurance from all the important officers to Kittur, rendering them answerable for the security of the treasury of Kittur. They accordingly met Sardar Guru Siddhappa and other officers of Kittur and asked them to comply with the orders of Thackeray. They did not know that the people were in defiant mood. The commanders of Kittur dismissed the agent's order as no documents could be signed without sanction from Rani Cheramma. Third, Thackeray was enraged and sent for the commander of the horse artillery, which was about 100 strong, and ordered him to rush his artillery into the fort and capture the commanders of the Desai's army. With the horse artillery stormed into the fort, Sardar Guru Siddhappa, who had kept his men on full alert, promptly commanded all his men to repel and chase them away. The Kittur forces made a bold front and overpowered the British soldiers. Fourth, in the meanwhile, the Desai's guards had shut the gates of the fort and the British horse artillery men, being completely overrun and routed, had to get out through the escape window. Rani's soldier chased them out of the fort, killing a few of them until they retreated to their camps on the outskirts. Fifth, a few of the British were found refugied in some private residences, while some were hiding in their tents. The Kittur soldiers captured about 40 persons and brought them to the palace. This includes 12 children and few men from the British officers' camp. When they were brought in the presence of the Rani, she ordered the soldiers to be imprisoned. For the women and children, she had only gentleness and admonished her soldiers for taking them into custody. At her order, these women and children were taken inside the palace and given food and shelter. Rani came down from her throne, patted the children lovingly, and told them that no harm would come to them. 6th, she then sent word through a messenger to Thackeray that the British women and children were safe and could be taken back any time. Seeing this noble gesture of the Rani, he was moved. He wanted to meet this gracious lady and talk to her. He even thought of trying to persuade her to enter into an agreement with the British to stop all hostilities in lieu of an inam or prize of 11 villages. His offer was dismissed with gesture of contempt. She had no wish to meet Thackeray. That night she called Sardar Guru Siddhappa and other leading Sardars, and after discussing all the issues came to the conclusion that there was no point in meeting Thackeray, who had come with an army to threaten Kittur into submission to British sovereignty. Word meanings: outskirts, border, kinara. Assurance, making sure, Purna Ashvasan. Treasury, collection, Sangrahan. Commended, ordered, Ajna dena. Admonished, scolded, dantna. Submission, surrender, Atmasamarpan. Sovereignty, absolute power, Samprabhuta. Answer these questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. Thackeray was a or an a British tourist. B. Army officer. C. Advisory to the Rani of Kittur. D. Treasury officer. Answer B. Army officer. Second, British women and children came to Kittur to A. Visit Kittur. B. Enjoy life in tents. C. Stay in the palace. D. Give company to officers. Answer D. Give company to officers. B. Answer the following questions. 1. Why did Thackeray came to Kittur? Answer. Thackeray came to Kittur to crush the revolt and to terrorize the ruler and the people so that they would lay down arms. Second, why did Kittur official refuse to give the desired assurance to Thackeray? Answer. The officials refused to give the desired assurances to Thackeray as no document could be signed without sanction from Rani Chennamma. Also, people were in a defiant mood. Third, what happened to the horse artillery? Answer. The horse artillery were repelled and chased. The British soldiers were empowered and some were also killed. Fourth, how do we know that the Rani was a noble queen? Answer. Rani was indeed a noble soul. She provided food, shelter, and patted the children lovingly and sent word of their safety. Fifth, how, in your opinion, would the British woman have felt after meeting the Rani? Answer. The British woman must have felt gratitude and respect for the Rani. They must have felt relieved and also surprised by the unusual behavior of the noble Rani. Sixth, why did the Rani refuse to meet Thackeray? Answer. Rani refused to meet him since she thought that it was pointless to meet a person who had come with an army to threaten into submission. 6. Pick out the word or phrases from the passage which are opposite or similar in meanings to the following. Entered forcefully. Answer. Stormed. Second, aggressive or refusing to obey. Answer. Defiant. Passage third. 1. Close at hand is a bridge over the river Thames, an admirable vantage ground for us to make a survey. We are here to consider facts. Now we must fix our eyes upon the procession of the sons of educated men. There they go, our brothers who have been educated at public schools and universities, mounting those steps, passing in and out of those doors, ascending those pulpits, preaching, teaching, administering justice, practicing medicine, transacting business, making money. It is a solemn sight, always a procession like a caravan crossing a desert. But now, for the past 20 years or so, it is so longer a sight, merely a photograph or fresco scrawled upon the walls of time, at which we can look into with merely an aesthetic appreciation. Second, for their traipsing along at the tail end of the procession, we go ourselves, and that makes a difference. We who have looked so long at the pageant in books or from a curtained window watched educated men leaving the house at about 9:30 to go to an office, returning to the house at about 6:30 from an office, need look passively no longer. We too can leave the house, can mount those steps, pass in and out of those doors, make money, administer justice. Third, nobody will dare contradict us then. We shall be the mouthpieces of the divine spirits. A Solomon thought, is it not? We are here on the bridge to ask ourselves certain questions, and they are very important questions, and we have a very little time in which to answer them. The questions that we have to ask and to answer about that procession during this moment of transition are so important that they may well change the lives of all men and women forever. For we have to ask ourselves, here and now, do we wish to join that procession or don't we? On what terms shall we join the procession? Above all, where is it leading us? The procession of educated men. Fourth, as you know your own experience, and there are facts that prove it, the daughters of educated men have always done their thinking from hand to mouth, not under green lamps at study tables in the cloisters of secluded colleges. They have thought while they stirred the pot, while they rocked the cradle. It was thus that they won us the right to our brand new sixpence. It falls to us now to go on thinking how we are to spend this sixpence. Think we must. Let us think in offices, in omnibuses. While we are standing in the crowd watching coronations and Lord Mayor's shows, let us think in the gallery of the House of Commons, in the law courts. Let us think at baptisms and marriages and funerals. Word meanings: admirable, praiseworthy, parishrami, सावधानीपूर्ण, vantage ground, circumstances, amid. सर्वे, ऑब्जर्वेशन, किसी बात के प्रति अस्वीकृति, नापसंद, महसूस करना तथा व्यक्त करना. एस्थेटिक एप्रिसिएशन, अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ ब्यूटीफुल थिंग्स, रट्टा लगाना. ट्रांजिशन, चेंज, पृथकता, अलगाव. ओमनीबस, अ लार्ज बुक विच कंटेन्स अ नंबर ऑफ बुक्स. केवल 2 अंकों 0 तथा 1 पर आधारित. गैलरी, अपर फ्लोर, परिपेक्ष, नजरिया. बैप्टिज्म, चिस्टन रिलीजियस सेरेमनी, स्पर्धा में शक्ति परीक्षण. Answer 3 questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. The main purpose of the passage is to A. Emphasize the value of a tradition. B. Stress the urgency of an issue. C. Highlight the severity of social division. D. Question the feasibility of an undertaking. Answer B. Stress the urgency of an issue. Second, the author uses the word we throughout the passage mainly to A. Reflect the growing friendliness among the group of people. B. Advance the need for candor among a group of people. C. Establish a sense of solidarity among a group of people. D. Reinforce the need for respect among a group of people. Answer C. Establish a sense of solidarity among a group of people. B. Answer the following questions. 1. Why is the author jubilant on looking at the procession? Answer: because it is no longer a sight. Also, the women are visible at the tail end. Second, what or who did the procession traditionally consist of? Answer: the procession traditionally consists of the sons of educated men and our brothers who studied at public schools and universities. Third, what was, according to the author, the purpose of women to be on the bridge? Answer: the women had desired to make a survey. They meant to consider the facts and join the procession. It was the procession of educated men. Fourth, how have women learned to think as different to men? Answer: while they stirred the pots, They rocked the cradle doing household chores. They were hand to mouth, but men had the privilege to study under a green lamp at the study tables. Fifth, what do the range of places and occasions in paragraph 4 emphasize? Answer, the range of places and occasions in paragraph 4 emphasizes that the need for critical reflections is very pervasive. Sixth, what does sixpence means? Answer, it means opportunity. C. Find words from the passage which are similar in the meaning to the following. 1. Ceremonial occasion. Answer, pageant. Second, spokesperson. Answer, mouthpieces. Track number 1D, page number 19. Passage 4. 1. I have always held the belief that rational or logic has no place in faith. If you have faith in the Supreme, then you must also accept that you are not out there to defend your faith based on any scientist evidence. Those who don't share your belief have an equal right to their opinion. What matters is your personal stand. If you feel peaceful and joyous, if you feel inspired to do good deeds by having your faith, then by all means keep it. There's no reason to abandon it. Second, Einstein once got a letter asking if he believed in the Supreme. Einstein sent a telegram in response stating, I believe in Spinoza's idea of the Supreme, who reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists, not in someone who concerns himself with the fates and actions of human beings. In case you are not familiar, Baruch Spinoza, 1632 to 1677, was a Dutch philosopher. Yes, not just brilliant engineers, they have philosophers too. An unorthodox and independent thinker, his views were revolutionary at the time. His philosophy is thought provoking. So, where does that leave us in regards to faith? Third, to me, faith is a sentiment. It's an emotion. Just like you fall in love and you surrender in love and you find yourself willing to do anything for the person you love. Same is with faith. Faith is love. When you have faith, you let go of your worries of the future. You let go of your guilt of the past because you have surrendered to the divine will. You remain committed to a life of godness and action. But you also recognize that there are other bigger forces of immense scale in play in the grand scheme of things, and it will do you much good to play along. Fourth, you gain this courage, zest, and zeal to work hard, to excel, to serve. Life looks beautiful and everything looks priceless then, because it truly is. Even our suffering is priceless. It gives you strength, it makes you reflect on you. It is priceless because you appreciate life more. It brings you closer to the real you. Don't limit yourself by asking petty things from the Supreme. Trust the immensity of nature. Faith does not mean all your dreams will come true. It simply means you look upon everything that's granted to you as a blessing. Just focus on your deeds, and before long you will be filled beyond measure. 5. Accepting the transient nature of this world and its eternal impermanence is the definitive path to inner peace. Either live in complete surrender or exercise total control. If your boat is neither anchored nor guided, it will just drift then. It will drift in the direction of your thoughts, desires, and emotions. Here today, there tomorrow. 6th, cosmic intelligence is infinitely more subtle, smart, organized, and selfless than individual intelligence. Anchor your ship. If you are tired of rowing, have faith. Word meanings: rational, able to reason, विशिष्ट निर्णय, evidence, proof, प्रमाण. deed, acts, kriya. Harmony, consistency, talmel. Unorthodox, unbiased, asamanya. Sentiment, feelings, मनोभाव. Appreciate, give value, महत्व देना. Immensity, infinity, अनंत. Impermanence, something that will not last forever. Anasthirta. Answer these questions. A. Choose the most appropriate option. 1. Faith. A. Does not depend on rational and logic. B. Is a personal stand. C. Fills us with joy and peace. D. All of the above. Answer B. All of the above. Second, here today, there tomorrow. Paragraph 5 refers to A. Our thought, B. Our faith, C. Our emotions, D. Our desires. Answer B. Our faith. B. Answer the following questions. 1. What was Einstein's belief about faith? Answer. Einstein believed in Spinoza's idea of the Supreme. His Supreme reveals himself in the orderly harmony of what exists, not in someone who concerns himself with the facts and actions of human beings only. Second, what does one gain from having faith? Answer. Having faith means a lot at time. If one has faith, he or she gains courage, zest and zeal to work hard. His or her purpose is to excel in every field and serve humanity. Third, in what way does suffering become priceless? Answer. When we appreciate life more, we reveal ourselves. We know what we are actually. Fourth, why does the writer compare life to a birthday party? Answer. In our life, nothing is designed forever. We may like some gifts and desire to have repeatedly. We may discard some gifts also. Therefore, the writer compares this life to a birthday party. Fifth, what is the definite path to inner peace? Answer. The definite path to inner peace is based on our acceptance of the transient nature of this world and its eternal impermanence. Sixth, how is cosmic intelligence superior to individual intelligence? Answer. Cosmic intelligence is more subtle, smart, organized and selfless. So, it is superior to individual intelligence. C. Pick out the words or phrases from the passage which are opposite or similar in meaning to the following. 1. Proof. Answer. Evidence. Second. Celestial. Answer. Cosmic. This track ends here. Section B, Unseen Poems, will be continued on the next track.